Hey everybody, welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
It's a comic book show where we take 3 books united under some kind of theme, and then we tell you what happens in all of them, and then figure out which one's the good, the bad, and the ugly based on our own personal opinions and discussions. We've got 3 Marvel Max titles.
All number ones.
All number ones as well. Marvel Max was an imprint that was basically just Marvel going, screw the comics code. No, fuck the comics code. Because it's unrated.
You drop F-bombs
Dropping
in these
F-bombs
books.
and boobs and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard-edged Marvel, but without any of the hoity-toity art stuff from Vertigo. So we got 3 characters here. Thor Vikings, we got Wolverine Max, and of course we have Luke Cage Max, also known as Cage. They're all done by prolific creators, and they're all featuring characters that whose reputations would not be destroyed by a Max imprint. Though questionable about Thor. Let's jump into them. Yeah.
So this is Thor Vikings. Thanks. Written by Garth Ennis with art by Glenn Fabry. This book starts back in time, the west coast of Norway in 1003 AD. Not just 1000
Very specific
AD.
year.
1003. We're 3
Okay.
years into
Probably
the
because it's
millennium.
2003 when they made the book.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
1,000
it's exactly
years.
1,000 years before that.
Yes, and
I mean,
Xanatos is elevating the
That's
castle.
right. Right.
Actually,
They
that
live
makes sense.
again.
Yes.
Yay!
No,
Crush.
I love that show.
I just liked him going into the building. I was like, their fingers are really tense.
Yeah, that's right. But go into your skull
Yeah.
Whoa!
like a bowling ball.
Yeah. Wait,
Anyway,
couldn't you just grab the eyes and the mouth for
Yeah,
that?
they're already
Tell
there.
us what happens in this Thor
big
book.
hand. So there's a village that's being pillaged.
Oh, they're pillaging the village.
Yeah.
They're pillaging the village, as Vikings are wont to do, but it's their own people.
Yeah.
Because they're real mad about like getting screwed over by like the
Or-
ruling
Or
government.
their perception of being
Yeah.
screwed over.
Yeah.
These
It's
people
the
are
next
monsters.
town over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like them. But it opens with like 4 panels of some woman crawling through the mud. She's like beaten and like scarred and exhausted, and then like a boot comes down on her neck, and like basically they're like, okay, well, we killed everybody, or people ran away, and some of the children are gone too. What do we do with the women? They're like, well, has everyone had their turn? Well, then kill them. I'm like, thank you, Garth Ennis.
Yeah.
Good call, Garth Ennis.
Garth
you.
Ennis.
Solid Garth Ennis.
Well, Garth Ennis
great.
is like, hey, this isn't a regular comic book.
Right.
This is Marvel Max.
I don't have to
Max.
dial it back at
I can
all.
just do my thing that I
want
do.
you to know
Also,
what's
like-
happening in here.
This happened.
Yeah.
These were Vikings.
Probably.
What's funny is these two make the choice of, we're going to start off using some really intense language. We're going to use some curse words on these.
Yeah.
He's like,
Garth's like,
Horrifying violence.
you know who
Enjoy
I
the
am.
subject
Yeah.
matter.
Yep.
Like,
you
hey.
knew what this was.
yeah, exactly. I don't need to use,
They
like,
hired me.
I don't need to use graphic language.
Yeah.
Everything's graphic here.
Yeah.
So just
I
get
use
over
graphic
it.
concepts.
Yeah. So we see the pillage is like clearly like it's not going well for anybody. I mean, except the
Oh,
Vikings.
for the
Vikings are-
pillagers,
Vikings
it's
are
going
doing
great.
great,
Yeah.
So then they go back to their, no, I don't think they even go to their hall. I think they go to the hall
Yeah.
of the town.
Yes.
So like they pillage the town, they kill as many people as they can, they make the children flee, they kill all the women
After raping them.
after raping the women. And then they use their town hall where they must have slaughtered a pig. Or that was the pig roast for that night.
Probably.
I don't know. It was probably like someone's birthday.
Well,
in...
you got to add theft in there, so it's probably the
Yeah, that too. And they're just celebrating amongst.
being awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
like they're just
Killing all these
amazing.
defenseless people. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everything that's happening is all thanks to Lord Harold Yakelson.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, why do we need this guy's full name?
Well,
and
he's
why
the-
make it so complicated?
He's
must-
the antagonist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to know.
It's got to
if
be a
you-
real name.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you need to know of Lord Harold Yakelson.
Yakelson.
But
The dreaded Viking.
Yeah.
Harold Yakelson.
yeah, there he is.
Sounds kind of made up.
Yeah, right? And like, to be honest, like they specifically seemingly go out of their way to make a design for him that is like very much the opposite of Thor.
Yeah.
Like Thor has no beard in this, he's got the blonde hair. Harold has like dark ebony hair and like mustache and a beard and stuff like that. Like, and so he's like very much like the antithesis of Thor.
Yeah, he's also dishonorable.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But like, it literally only in looks alone, if you saw that, you're like, I got it.
Evil Thor.
Got it. Right on. Let's do this. Basically, like, I guess like they've been like killing English and Welsh and stuff like that, and like, and to them, they've not been paid the respect that is due to them by their own people, and so they naturally turn their blades against their own people. And now they're like, well, I guess we'll head off
To the new world.
to the new world.
That's because remember in your cursory knowledge of history that they
the new
do
world
that?
was-
Yeah,
Yeah.
they came to
they're-
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
They're gonna go beyond Iceland. They're gonna go beyond Greenland.
They're going to the United States.
Yeah, and they're having a good
What will
time in
become
there, by the way. Not only with just like one another, but like they literally have all the bodies of the men they slaughtered just hanging around them. I'm like, that's not a fun time.
No.
that's
That's
horrible.
not
For
a
them
fun
it is.
You
It's a
wouldn't
puppet
do
show.
that.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
No,
it's
that's
not a
not.
thing.
That's gonna turn real fast.
Well, they're not going to be there.
I'm just saying.
That's true. They're leaving right now.
Yeah,
hanging
I guess
out
they
there.
could have left him as a warning to other people who come to the village.
I think it's just a warning of how awesome they are.
We
Like,
are
they don't care about
badass.
sending a message anymore.
Yeah. So they figure in the new world there's no law.
Seemingly it doesn't apply here
Well,
anyway.
yeah. What
but
does it
whatever.
matter? You don't care about the laws.
But they're free to do as they
yeah,
want.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
There's a
someone's gonna
king
come
here.
after us here, so like.
now, if they go to the new world, now no one
Well,
will be able to touch
here's
them.
the
They can do
problem.
whatever they want.
We killed all these people, and now
Yeah.
people are gonna be mad.
We're actually in big trouble after this.
Yeah,
and,
because
we
we're
gotta get the
surrounded
hell
by
outta here.
towns of people with
Yeah.
magistrates. And,
with who also have swords.
yeah,
Right.
So whoops.
Yep.
So basically their idea is like you can go there and a man can be a Viking.
Yes.
That's it. That's all they want. They just want to be a
Retaining
Viking.
our
How do you even know that?
Yeah. What do you? Have you been there?
No.
There may not be people at all.
Yeah, what are you gonna do then?
Yeah. What if there's nothing to pillage?
We'll kill each other.
Yeah.
Pillage each
But
other.
you get a farm and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know how to do that? Can you farm?
I can farm
I
ass.
assume.
Got a sword, he's just hitting the ground with it. Come on, make corn.
It's just out of nowhere. There's like, hey, let's cross the entire ocean.
Road trip. I was just thinking that.
Ocean trip, boat trip.
Boat
There we go,
trip.
boat trip.
All right, all
Start
right, all
time
right.
green.
I'll take the first length of like many days captaining the ship, and then it's your turn.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds fair. Yeah.
You better do it though.
Oh, I will. I won't
All
get
right, well, who's
scared of the
navigating? Dibs on me.
One of the guys from the village has survived somehow, and
elder
like
or some kind?
the village elder, yeah, he's survived, and
He just screws it up. Hey, you're Joe.
he like watches them doing their celebration, and he's like, huh.
He's just doing it. I know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna climb on top of the highest mountain as they're rowing.
It's not
away.
even a
I'm gonna
mountain. It's
yell
like
at
a
them.
tall rock.
It really
Yeah.
is.
It's just a big rock,
Hey!
and you know it took a lot of effort for him to get up it.
Yeah.
He
Because
gets
he's
there.
wounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's just, you suck. I hate you.
Get the bow ready.
You're the worst.
Yeah, nobody likes you. Leave.
We were doing that anyway.
Yeah.
We're literally leaving.
And like the village elder is like, I know you, Harald Yakelson.
Your name
Which is hard to yell.
yelled throughout the land. Curse you, Harald Yakelson. Oh, that Yakelson. I
Right.
can't stand him.
He's like talking about how he's a cur and all this stuff, and Harald's like, Bo,
Yeah.
just give it.
Mind your aim.
This is gonna be pretty badass. So he's like going for it. He's got like a dagger and like some sort of
rune?
pendant. Yeah, I guess it's a rune.
He calls it a rune.
Yeah, but it is a pendant.
It is a pendant. It's a rock pendant with a.
Yeah, with like more than just a rune on it. But anyway, basically the idea here is this elder must have some sort of connection with magic. I guess being the village elder, Viking magic,
Yeah.
Sure.
Norse magic. I don't care.
Yeah.
But basically, he inflicts a curse upon the boat, and the curse is that like that they'll sail for 1,000 years.
And they'll never find their tongue.
Yeah, and you'll never reach the land you seek. Which I mean,
At least for 1,000 years.
yeah,
least
I
for
mean, like
1,000
that's
years.
not never. I mean, maybe
Right.
for you it is because
Yeah.
you have no concept of that time,
Right.
really.
I just said a big number that I can't even conceive of.
Right? I'm just so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so mad. With
Well,
you.
I mean, you're looking for a land with like no laws. You're not gonna find that.
Right.
Not for 1,000 years.
Yeah. So like he's trying to.
Stumble upon New York.
Oh. He's trying to finish his incantation essentially. An arrow goes through him. He falls down. Seemingly, he hasn't finished the incantation. But as he dies, like his own blood touches the rune, and he's just like, "Oh, may the gods hear my curse."
Yeah.
And they do.
And Odin's like, cool.
They hop in their boat, and shit sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sail for 1,000 years.
Yeah, right.
They sail for
Until they
1,000
turn into,
years,
like, monsters.
and like everybody on the boat except for Harald's like, "This was a mistake.
Yeah, we should not have done that.
Yeah.
We had no plan."
Yep.
But no one actually voices that.
No.
No, everyone's afraid to say anything because Harald's like, "It's cool.
Yeah,
we
we're doing-
got this.
It's only been 50 years.
It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Don't. It's cool."
All right, let's multiply that by another 20.
Exactly. And you see, like, throughout time, the Viking ship coming across other styles of ships, like a Spanish ship. Perhaps the Nina, the Pinta, or
That
the
was
Santa
Santa
Maria.
Maria.
I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe.
An ocean liner that looks like the Titanic.
It is the Titanic. They're just.
Did they sink the Titanic?
Oh! Vikings dead ahead.
No. By the way,
Most
did
people didn't drown.
No.
They were slaughtered.
Yeah.
Maybe
And they
sank
cleft the boat in
Lusitania.
twain.
Oh.
They triggered World War I.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't a German U-boat.
It was
these
Vikings.
Vikings.
They make port. But-
Where's that?
Oh, it's New York City.
New York City.
Exactly. I guess it's close to Ellis Island. They go under one of the bridges, and we see them. They're a little worse for wear.
Well, yeah, they've been in open ocean for
For a
1,000
thousand
years.
years. For 1,000 years. And like, I guess for that they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I would
They
say
should be
so.
skeletons.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're
They should
not,
be
so...
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're not because they're cursed.
Yeah.
Because magic. They land in the South Street Seaport in Manhattan. It's 2003 AD.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Oh.
And everyone's like, cool. It's like a reenactment. That's good.
Yeah, people are like, whoa, look at the friggin' Vikings. This is dope. You want to get a selfie with the Vikings?
And that's what happens. Like some
Yep.
guy's like, "Hey, you guys need some help?" And immediately someone, like one of the Vikings, I guess it's Harald, puts his sword like up through the guy's chin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's Marvel Max.
Yeah.
And he like literally then uses his like
might.
impossible strength and like flings the guy's body and head off into the sea.
Yep.
And
I
he's
guess they
like-
were cursed also to become like super strong.
And badass.
It's kind of a crappy curse.
I think
You live
no,
forever and have augmented strength.
I think what it is as a Viking shrivels, they become more potent.
Right.
It's
They're
like
denser
they're-
muscles.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
distilled.
probably.
Distilled Viking is the worst kind.
It's like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not good.
dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It's like literally it's just
Everyone in
people
the
that
island.
they just got there.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay.
Yep.
Right.
This I
That's all I know how to do is just
I
kill
was
whatever I
waiting for
run
an
into.
empty shore, but this is teaming with people. All right, let's get to work.
I look. I only know how to do one thing well,
That's
kill
kill
people.
defenseless people.
and it's not sail the seas, obviously.
It's not engage in legitimate warfare either.
No.
So they just like casually walk into the crowd, swinging their axes
Yep.
and swords and
It's
lopping
so
heads
great.
off.
Yeah.
And then the cops show up, and they're like,
Yep.
They immediately try to call for backup. They're dispatched.
Yep.
There's like a female cop who's like sees a father and son. She's like, "Get your kid out of here! Like, pick him up! What are you doing?" Gets the kid out of there. Viking takes off her head, and Harald's
arm.
looking. What? And her arm.
Just foomp.
All
Well,
at
just
the same
whatever
time.
the swipe was.
Whatever was in the way
Yeah.
just goes flying. And he looks at her, and he's just like, "Huh? Where are we that a woman would be fighting?"
Well, he even says, I think there's a great line where he says something like, "Why would they send their women to fight for them?"
Yeah, no, he says, "What manner of place is this where men sent women out to fight?" So
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
okay,
Right.
okay,
Something's weird here.
Did you not figure that out when you saw the battleship?
yeah.
Also,
Yeah, no,
the
I don't know if
they
gigantic
saw it.
buildings
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty.
that are right in front of you.
The big bridge with the cars driving
sound
over
when
it.
you arrived at Manhattan.
Yeah.
The clothes that people are wearing.
So there's only like 15 points that could give it away.
Exactly.
But it was the
Something really
woman
messed up
police
happened.
officer that
Yeah,
gave
that's
it
what
away.
really threw
I
him.
mean, I like that moment
I do
anyway.
too. But it's like that's the key for him. He's like, wait a minute. And
He
then
even holds her head. He's like, what?
what? That's crazy. And then like more cop cars show up, you know, beyond the first cop car, and he's just
Right.
like, they've got strange iron carriages. And I'm like,
They had them before,
Without
man.
horses.
I was just there, man.
Yeah.
You just saw that.
You just
giant
noticed.
iron
I
boat
was in like a
passed.
bloodlust.
Hang on a
I
second.
couldn't really tell
I'm-
what's happening.
I'm starting to think there's something wrong with this
Wait.
movie.
I think we
a
might have been
minute.
cursed.
I think we've been cursed for 1,000 years or something.
I don't know. But in order to also demonstrate the strength so that he could stand up against Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, remember Thor's in the book.
Remember Thor. Don't forget about
Yeah,
Thor.
there's a Thor
This is
book?
Thor.
Oh,
5
it is?
issues.
Just hang on. Harold grabs a cop car and like lifts it in the air and
Yeah.
throws it
And throws
into
it.
the river.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is not like normal Viking strength.
No.
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 No, and then we like cut to apparently some time has passed and there is just an enormous fire and like they're just throwing bodies
Yeah.
into it of
Yeah.
those
Made
they
a
slaughtered.
pyre.
Yeah, they made a pyre. They've also stacked some cars and there's a woman there. Guess what's going to happen to this woman?
Well, Garth Ennis is writing it.
If you remember
She's
what
even
happened
made
on-
their queen, right? The Viking queen?
And then there's Thor and he's just like, "Hey, it's Thor."
And then there's Thor.
And he says his own name. So I am
Yep.
Thor.
It is I.
He usually does that.
To be
It's
fair,
cool.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
fair, but it's just so funny. It's like if you didn't know that you're reading Thor.
Yep.
There's 3
Now-
panels to
Viking-
indicate.
or
I was
God of
kind of
Viking.
waiting for Thor to show up the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets the woman out of there, and he's just like, "So what's up? You
Yeah.
killed a lot of dudes."
Yeah.
I can't believe it took me this long to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know where I was,
Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Daredevil.
Anybody?
Anybody? Yeah.
Avengers. Nobody.
Nah, they're all busy.
So then the issue ends with Harald looking at him and just going, "God of Thunder." And we get a really unnecessarily grotesque close-up of his face, just saying, "Heh." To be
Has
continued.
he seen Thor?
I
He's
guess
a Viking. He
Or he's
probably
just like,
worships
oh, he looks like the
Thor.
pictures.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's just like, oh, you're Thor? The pretty boy over there is Thor?
Right, like,
oh,
you're
I
not a
think
Viking.
not.
Yeah, you're not a
I'm a
Norseman.
Viking. Look at how weathered and jerkified I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Look at the maggots on my face.
Yeah.
You're
Look at them.
impossibly old. Vikings never looked like that.
No,
What?
I'm a Viking.
Vikings! Thor Vikings.
Thor Vikings.
Cage was written by Brian Azzarello, and it's drawn by Richard Corbin. This is your standard blaxploitation Shaft mystery detective hard-boiled noir story. The long and the short of it is Luke Cage, in every incarnation, is a hero for hire. The idea is he has unbreakable skin, he lives in Harlem, he's a badass, he's cool, and he
gots to get paid.
he got to get paid. He sells his skills for a price. You know,
He's
it's
like, he's a one-man A-team.
yeah.
But he's not a man of the people.
No, he is.
He is, but but
He's
they
not-
gotta pay.
Okay, normally Luke
Precisely.
Cage really believes in his community and he like takes hard luck cases and stuff like that. In this, Luke Cage is more of a pragmatist. He really he has to pick and choose his clients, and he
Yeah.
really only chooses ones that can pay. And his services are considerably expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So his office is set up in the local strip joint, where he is enjoying the view
Mm-hmm.
through a mirror. He's sitting in the corner of the strip club, looking into a mirror at the show behind him.
Yeah. Weird.
It's like, it's weird because it's almost like he's like, there, that way I can enjoy the show, but no one can sneak up on me.
Yes.
But I have unbreakable skin, so,
So
what does
why
it
would
matter?
I worry about that?
Why wouldn't you just sit
Right.
with your back to the wall then?
Right.
well, also that.
Because what if my other mirror side like version of myself comes out and pulls me in?
yeah.
Oh,
Like Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
Bitch.
maybe he doesn't want any of the strippers interacting with them.
That's
So he's
exactly
just like,
what it is.
I'm just gonna put my back.
No,
I
but
just
it
wanna
does.
comes up to him.
If you want to look at naked women through glass, maybe you should just watch them on your television.
No, I don't want to watch naked women. I want to watch myself and naked women.
Well, because
Yeah.
he also is down for like lap dances, so it's like it's more like I watch them until I'm ready for it, and then I take them out.
I think he was also looking at himself.
Oh, he's definitely.
Oh,
checking
yeah.
himself
Oh, he's
out.
definitely looking at
I mean,
himself.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
You know, he's a specimen.
I look pretty
anyway,
awesome.
So he gets stopped by the character in Shaft who's lost their loved one and needs their services.
Yep.
And she is a like bemused woman whose daughter was killed by a stray bullet that hit her, and he's like, I know the story, I've heard it 1,000 times, so have we. And basically she's just like, I have money that was set up for her college fund, but I'm going to give it to you instead. I had to spend most of it on her funeral, and you know, he
But
makes
I have plenty left.
but I have plenty left. It's
it's
not
not.
plenty.
It's not much.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
And but he feels bad ultimately, despite his protests and his ongoing monologue, which is about being a badass, being cool, everyone else being lame, and this woman not being worth his time.
Oh, he's Boba Fett.
He still takes her.
But he says you bought
Luke
me.
Cage has more personality than Boba Fett.
You bought me until dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll at the very least spend the rest of my day today checking out your case.
After my lap dance.
I think you missed a key point of his monologue.
Oh, what's that?
That shit happens.
Oh, he does
Oh,
say
yeah.
that, I think, every other page in a 22-page book. He does say shit happens. He
really wants you
says
to
shit
know.
happens to the point where literally he takes a moment and he spells it.
Yeah.
In phonetical speech. It's ESS
Yeah.
AAYH.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that is the narrative through line for Luke Cage, is that shit happens. And I'm presuming that in this miniseries, shit will happen to Luke Cage throughout the book, and he will take it in stride, but also be annoyed about it.
How come Thor is the only one that has like 105?
I don't know. My
Probably
guess
because
is
Thor. They knew like Thor's not going anywhere.
Well,
but these might have traction.
I'm betting that Azzarello probably said, "I'll write it until I'm done," and it's like, "I'll give you 5."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "I'm happy to write Wolverine. I'm in. Whatever you need."
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so he takes the job for the day, and of course we're really exploring the space of the Marvel Max imprint because we're seeing topless women, we're seeing really bad language,
Yeah.
and that's for the most part.
And
what it
then
is.
that's it,
I don't recall if there's much grotesque violence. It's nowhere near
No.
the
okay.
horror.
And it's
of
Yeah, we
that.
gotta cover it in
Ennis
this
has got
one.
it. He doesn't even. There's nary a naked breast in sight in
No.
the Ennis book.
No.
And
Nor are there curse words.
no.
Azzarello's like, ooh, look how edgy I was here, and then Ennis turns in his script.
Here, I've got it done. Well, Although there is a book that shows Wolverine's hairy behind railing a woman, so that's really where you get the rest of it. So Luke Cage goes to the places where he's going to shake down information, and one of those places is a street basketball game. He goes in, he intimidates these kids playing basketball by destroying their only ball, and then being a badass.
They're like questionably kids.
Right, well, I call them kids because like they're playing basketball and they don't have any place to be. But the reality is they could be in their 20s.
I was going to say, it's difficult to tell, especially with the art.
Oh, the art is very much a style, and that style is like grotesqueries. It's like, let's make everyone look unideal and like hardcore.
And I can appreciate that. My issue is with some of the anatomy.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
it's
it's
very-
at the it's at the expense of that, and so it's like it's really distracting.
Oh, it is very distracting. It's not quite as refined as it will become. Because I've seen this artist work in the future, and he manages to capture the horrors of the face while also managing to keep the proportions of the human experience.
Right, okay.
So anyway, we test out Luke Cage's impenetrable skin by being like, one of them is upset, perturbed, if you will, that his ball has been destroyed, the game has been interrupted. So he breaks out a piece, and he threatens to shoot Luke Cage in the head, and the rest of them are all like, don't do it, it's Luke Cage!
He's like, I don't believe the stories.
Well, it's also like, dude, wait, are you from around here?
Right.
Yeah, how do you
Because
not
he
know?
is, and everyone should know.
And everybody else on the court seems to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you the only one out of the loop? And you're also like the ringleader of
Seemingly in charge
of this gang or team.
That's
Yet
just
you're
a
so
legend.
well known.
What? A legend? He's not Batman.
He's right
I
here.
have his address. I know where he gets
the unbreakable
groceries.
skin part's a legend.
Right.
They just say that about him. That's not true.
Yeah. So basically, he says like, pull the trigger, see who dies, which is pretty awesome.
That's a cool thing to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then he just bitch slaps him until like the scene is over.
Yeah.
Like he just beats him mercilessly. The guys try to take him down. And it's
He
not
beats
working.
another man with him.
The other man. I know. And then he says, "Okay, tell the guy that I'm looking for him. Bye." And you're like, that didn't need to be 4 pages. So
Nah.
then.
How else am I going to get my message across and let them know that I'm serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. So then Luke Cage goes to a local bar where he has a hard-boiled detective conversation with the bartender. It's a work of art because Luke Cage he's inelegant, he's hard-boiled, but he's not, Sam Smith detective from a pulp novel. But for no reason, his dialogue shifts to be that, where they have this like clandestine conversation where he's like, well, I'm looking for this guy. She's like, well, you don't want to be looking for that guy. He's like, I know, that's the bad guy. And so, and you're like, okay. So ultimately she says, this guy is on the take and there's another guy. And then the long and the short of it is that the Tombstone character from Spider-Man is the ringleader.
Yeah, that, like, I was like, wait, what?
Well, because Tombstone is an albino African-American gang leader from Spider-Man. He's a fun character and really neat to use.
Right.
And he's a great choice for this. So
So
it
what
makes sense to use him.
threw me off with this, though, was that they say his name over this panel.
Yes.
Is he one of these characters?
He should not be. No, it's more like you're seeing the reach of Tombstone being used in this situation.
Those are his lieutenants, I guess.
That is a poor decision if that's what it is.
I know.
I had no idea what was happening in this part of the book. So
I was like, I know who Tombstone is.
I don't know who Tombstone is.
Incredibly
Well, I do
confused
now,
by
but-
the next page.
Oh, so then Luke Cage checks out the Italian restaurant across the street, which is, of course, like, why is there an Italian restaurant in this area, and why are these white people going here? Because it's used for rich people. Like, rich people go to this place.
Yeah.
So he looks at it, then goes back inside, takes his drink, and then, he's going to be accosted by a member of the NYPD.
Who's on the take?
Who's on the take. Oh no, the book ended.
Yeah. And that's that.
And I'm like, literally every book I think in this could end with a full page splash of the main character looking at you going, heh. And
Well, you
looking-
could end
and
any
looking
book like
gross. Yeah, it's true. But especially here.
Yeah.
There is
Nothing happens in that book.
There's no tension because Luke Cage saunters through the book with impenetrable skin. I get it. They're going to figure out a way to make him vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I guess they have to, like,
Right now.
establish his,
what
like,
about it? Well, what his
coolness.
swagger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how he deals with his life and
Yeah.
the town around him.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's Cage.
Yep.
Max, I guess.
Max Cage.
Max Cage. That's not what they call it.
Max Cage, hero for hire.
Right. Yeah. And then there's Wolverine Max, which Ben's going to tell us about.
Yay.
What do you mean, yeah, you're in on this?
No,
No,
I'm
he
not.
said Ben.
He said Ben. Take it away, Ben.
So this was written by Jason Starr, art by Roland Boshi and Connor Williamson. You open up the book, and it's a plane crash, and I thought I was in the Andes or some mountainous region until I realized, oh, it's water.
No, you're in water. Yeah.
It's funny because I thought it was like, I was like, oh, is this like The Fugitive? No.
No.
Nah.
So there's a plane wreckage, it's everywhere, and you've got Logan, and he's just struggling to breathe. He's swimming around, and he's just like, I'm like, okay, he's having a time of it.
Yeah, he's in pain. He says pain.
And the funny thing is I didn't realize why he was in pain until later in the story.
Yeah. Well, they show it, but it's a little hard to tell.
I did not get it until they said until they said what happened to him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So the first couple of pages, like, he's...
Neither did I.
Really?
Well, let's be honest, I read this quickly. I thought there was another reason for, like, later on what
Yeah.
happens, what's revealed. And I was like, oh, okay. Because you can't show that and have me not think that that's what happened.
Exactly. So, they're in the ocean, and he's just like, I want to die. I'm experiencing so much pain, and I wish I could die, but I can't.
Yeah, you see
And
right
then-
there.
It's just blood.
No, his legs end like there and there.
Well, it's dark.
it's in a
I thought
cloud.
It's dark and it's in a
Yeah,
cloud.
when
He
I
could just
first
be
saw it, I was
swimming.
like, oh, the blood is obscuring his legs. And I was like, no, I don't think he has friggin', that's the blood coming out of his stump
Right.
legs.
No.
I ignored that.
Oh, okay.
Same.
I go onto the plane, and he's just like, there's someone else here. Oh my God, somebody else survived.
Like, yeah.
So he grabs this woman, and then the second he grabs her, a shark just pops out of the water and eats her.
And that's just a shark.
A great white.
A
Yeah.
great white shark. Just grabs her head.
like
It's like
the
her
USS
head is like in his
Indianapolis.
mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
a 20-footer. He goes to town on this shark.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because that shark has killed the only survivor and a
Yeah,
potential
he's
person
pissed
who can
off.
answer his questions. So yeah.
Cuts its head off.
Oh, yeah.
And he says the words kill, always kill.
Yeah.
So like he kind of knows who
He knows
is.
that much.
He knows
yeah.
that he can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets a crazy flashback in his eyes of like him throughout time.
And this is
I
where
don't
the art
know
shifts.
I don't know if this is actually his memories or we're just seeing
These are
his
memories.
life.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
killing
Alright.
through time.
So he's taking down a
Time
buffalo
killer.
barehanded, and he's in like old New York, and he's in a scrap, and he's in the Civil War, and he's biting some guy's face off.
Biting him in the face.
He's sitting in a bar doing nothing.
This is his life.
That was like post biting that guy's face off. He's like, what am I doing with my life?
Oh, I gotta get that taste of face out of my mouth.
Yeah.
kill,
in
always kill,
Vietnam.
and drink.
He's going to town on someone in a hotel,
Yep.
presumably in Japan.
Yeah. Looks like Japan.
I don't know what's happening
I
here.
can't.
Killing somebody else.
I guess.
I'd say it's translated from Japanese, and they're like, "Oh, we need to get him some help. He's bleeding. Let's pull him up." And he is talking to them. He's responding. They're like, "Are there any other survivors?" And he's like, "No, there's no one else." They're like, "Well, it's a miracle that you survived." And they're like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, you're going to be a celebrity where you're going. You're the only survivor of a plane crash." They're like, "Sir, we have to examine you." "Oh my God, your legs were cut off from the accident." And this is where I'm like, "Oh, he lost his legs from the plane crash."
See, I still thought they just thought that
just thought
because
that
why
it
would
was
they
actually
assume
the-
he
That a
like
shark
fought
bit him
a
off?
great white?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh no, if you were in this water for more than 5 minutes, a shark would have eaten you." So
Yeah.
this had to have been.
If a shark bit your legs off, it would have eaten you. So like,
yeah, it would have
wasn't
come
a
back
shark.
for more.
It's like,
Yes.
well, I mean, like it was eating that other lady,
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of busy.
He did a woman out of nowhere.
and then I killed
in
it
Deep Blue Cedar.
with my hand knives,
Your
what?
seen those yet?
What?
Snicked.
my hand knives.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip past that. Can we just examine you and make sure that you're a human being?
Hand
No.
knives.
Okay, you're clearly not. Put him down. No. So he mentions here that like I don't know my own name.
Right.
Like, I don't
Oh,
who
now
I
we
am.
know he's an Indian.
And they're like, well, he's got a Canadian passport on him. It says his name's John Grant.
And you're
It's
like,
his pseudonym.
what?
He's going on. He's on an incognito
What's
trip.
all this about?
He doesn't know where the plane was headed, why he was on it. They saying it was going to L.A. and he's just like, all right, L.A. kind of makes a little bit of sense, I guess. They fly him back to Tokyo. He's in the hospital, and there's an inspector there. And the inspector's like, "Hi, I'm Inspector Nakano," but he says it in English.
Yeah.
And Wolverine's like, "It's okay, I speak Japanese." It's like, "Oh, thank God." Tell me all about everything you remember from this. And the guy's like, "I don't remember anything.
Okay, got it.
I don't even remember the
Nothing.
plane crash. I was in the water."
Can do. Sit down. Nothing.
Oh, it's gonna make my paperwork a lot easier.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, great. Nothing. All right.
Did you lose consciousness or anything? Do you think there's brain damage? It's like, "No, I think I'm fine. I think you should probably just let me go." And they're like,
No, we're not gonna do that.
"Okay, we know nothing about you. We know nothing about the plane crash. We'll find out more about the plane crash once we recover the box, but like, you're the only survivor. That's weird."
Sure.
And other than the fact that you're missing your legs, which I was told you were missing your legs, but I'm lifting the blanket here, and you clearly have legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wolverine's like, yeah, they probably just made a mistake.
Yeah, they
At least they were in like tiny legs.
Yeah.
baby legs.
Baby legs.
Okay, I can't have you walking around with your Johnson like that.
Must have been a mistake. Yeah, sometimes, doctors, they're always writing down no legs when the guy has
Well, they were
legs.
so shocked by the crash
Yeah.
and the half shark that was floating in the water.
Yeah.
They meant he has no sea legs. He's such a landlubber.
Right, yeah.
He was throwing up on the boat.
Oh, it's
the whole
terrible.
time.
It's like, all right, Mr. Grant, well, you're our only witness, so we'll see you around for a while. You're
Yeah,
going to be here.
we're not done with you.
Don't leave town. Yeah.
You said you don't remember anything.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
in
believe
Tokyo.
you.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm from here, even though I speak Japanese. But
Yeah.
where am I gonna go?
Well, we'll find out.
It turns out his body doesn't need healing because he's like, I'm fine. My legs grew the fuck back. So, what's going on? Oh, and I have claws coming out of my hands. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. Maybe this is all a dream and there was no plane crash. Turns out that's not the case.
No,
So-
it is. Wolverine's
Or
a
maybe it
lie,
is.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is the real truth.
yeah.
So he's like, I don't even know who I am. And then he flashes back to a scene where he's in Japan a long time ago, I guess.
Or in the country, it's unclear.
He's in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Well, I
sitting
mean,
in front.
in the countryside, like it's not necessarily back
not
in
in
time.
Tokyo.
He's just
No.
he's in somewhere that's not modern looking.
And he's meditating in front of a temple, and a guy comes up who looks like a prospect,
Yep.
Yeah. And his name is.
which is very anachronistic.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, do we know each other? The guy's like, no, we know each other. Like, I've heard about you. You probably don't know me. But we're probably more similar than you think. Wolverine basically tells him to screw off. Mm-hmm. And the guy picks him up and throws him into a tree. Like, 20 feet away into a tree. So clearly this guy is also has superhuman strength. And the guy's like, Wolverine asks, who the hell are you? And he goes, I'm your soulmate. And he says his name is Victor.
So it's like, is that Sabretooth?
I guess. I don't know who else it would be.
I don't remember a period when Sabretooth was a friggin' prospect in the 1800s.
Well, all I know is that he's
Don't
got a
you?
lot of fur on his face with a big bushy mustache.
He looks like, I don't know, an old Western actor and not like
Yeah.
frickin' Sabretooth.
No,
Yeah,
he
but if
doesn't
you
look
put
anything
Wolverine
like
in the Old
Sabretooth.
West, he looks like he fits in.
Right.
I'm
But he
assuming
still
this
looks
is
like
just him.
Yeah, but
Wolverine.
he looks like Wolverine in a cowboy costume. He doesn't look like, it's not like friggin', Victor Creed looks like Pat Buttram in the 1800s or whatever. I don't understand.
Well, and this is
But
clean
Wolverine
shaven
is-
and he's got a bald head. The only thing that points out are the eyebrows.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. It's like, well, why did you have Wolverine have his head shaved?
He's a monk right now.
He's a monk.
He's
yeah.
a monk?
He's
Oh.
meditating.
When was he a monk?
In Japan.
Oh.
Never.
He's probably looking for peace.
I
Yeah.
guess after killing all those people.
Yes.
We come to the present. His hospital bed is empty. It looks like he beat up a couple of guards and an orderly and stole his clothes.
Yep.
And he's out wandering the streets of Japan. And luckily, one of those pockets had money in it because he finds himself a hotel and he's like, I need a hotel room. And they're like, okay, I just need your name and your ID and all this information. All right, I'll pay for the room to double the cost.
Oh, that's what it was.
All right,
yeah.
that's cool. I still need your information. 3 times the cost.
Okay, cool.
All right, Mr. Smith, here's your room. And he just, goes off to the room. The great thing is that there's a television broadcast about Wolverine.
Or
I don't
about,
know if it's
No,
what's
it's
his face?
Well, it's about
the
Grant.
survivor.
John
John
Grant.
Grant.
John
Yeah.
Grant.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's like this man escaped from a hospital or if it's this
is the
man
lone
is the
survivor.
only
He's the
survivor
He's the
of a
miracle
plane
man.
crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But Wolverine is basically watching the TV in his room. He's like, there were 376 people and like 375 of them are dead. And as he's going through the TV and the news channel, he sees footage of the woman in the water on the TV. And he's like, that was her. That was the girl that got attacked by the shark. Who is he? And the next page is suddenly like, he says to himself, like, this isn't me. I don't know who I am. John Grant is not my name. I don't know what's going on. He's like, but I know my name is not John Grant. My name is Logan. Like, this snaps something for him.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
he sees himself on the TV. Like he sees footage from, I guess, getting on the plane
Yeah.
Yeah.
with him and the woman, and so he realizes like I was on the plane.
Yep.
That guy is me. I don't remember that,
Yeah.
but I do remember that my name is Logan for some reason.
It's very bizarre because the person behind them looks like they're wearing a black hooded mask and
Yeah,
no shirt.
I think it's just supposed to be a shadow. I can't really tell what that's supposed to be. I want to say it's just supposed to be footage of them getting on the plane.
Yeah, it's a shadow, and he does have a shirt on. It's basically we're not supposed to look at him.
Yeah,
they wanted to
he's
put
just-
they
like-
wanted another person in the scene.
It would be
for some
weird if there was
reasons.
only 2 people.
Yeah.
but they're not important.
That's just them getting on the plane.
Normally we would use color to indicate that, but because it's a black and white video with
Like,
blues in them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's CCTV.
It's supposed to look crappy, I guess.
They should have just put him all in shadow.
or
fine.
tight shot of them both. But
or
whatever.
more people, and all of them are shadows.
Yeah.
But clearly, like Wolverine and this woman have some kind of connection. They're standing next to each
Yeah,
other.
they're right next to each other. That's kind of coincidental with the fact that he found her in the water.
Yeah, and that she
but
was
the
the only
TV
other
is
survivor.
using it as like, here's the guy.
Right.
This is the
Did
guy.
we find out who she is?
I don't know. I didn't read
I was
the
like, is it
final
Yukio? Is it Mariko? Billy Deathstrike?
We cut outside his hotel room, and it's just a million cops with
Yep.
guns out.
Yep.
Because apparently the guy who got him the room ratted him out, and we can see him slinking away with the biggest "oh no" face. To be continued. And here's where you would put him going.
one. I'd put Wolverine in his room
yeah,
by
he could be
himself.
going
ham.
He
No, it
smells them.
No, but it's
It's
what's
the
his
bad
face?
guy.
It's the
in
bad
this
Oh,
guy.
that's right. It's the bad guy.
it's
Yeah.
gotta be
All right.
bad
Yeah.
guy.
He's like getting money.
So in this it would be like, I guess the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
knows,
cop.
maybe-
The cop's behind. Yeah.
Tombstone.
Or the cop behind Luke Cage going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
there
go.
you go.
Marvel Max. Which one's the good, the bad, and the ugly? Oh my God. I'm voting for Thor.
As
I like
what?
Thor.
As good?
As the good. I enjoyed Thor the most out of all of these books. I think that if Wolverine Max was drawn better, I would have liked it more. But Wolverine having amnesia is the biggest trope you could possibly do with Wolverine.
It's really played
So
out.
if you're going to do R-rated Wolverine, maybe don't do the same Wolverine story you've seen 1,000 times, but also with the F word in it.
Yep. That's horrible.
And Cage. But yeah, no, I like Thor Vikings. It's gratuitous and dumb, but it's also like Garth Ennis gratuitous and dumb. So it's not like it's not amateurish. It's just kind of silly in a violent and grotesque way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the one that I was the most excited to pick up because I'm like, an R-rated Thor, and he's on the cover. It's Thor, like Stan Lee's. They're like, yeah, I can't
like
wait to see him,
pristine
like,
goody-goody.
he's gonna cave someone's head in with his friggin' hammer, and it's gonna be amazing. He's like,
Yeah,
forsooth,
it's-
it's gross.
But that, for me, that's the thing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But we don't get it.
I don't get to see it.
No, but I
The
do.
thing I really want about this book, I don't get.
No, but the promise of it, like Thor showing up at the end of it, that's all you really need. Is Thor being like, ha, and you're like, oh no. I'm up for it. More so than either of these. Like, both of them are tropes, and I'm like, pass. But I'm voting
This is
for
certainly more original,
right.
by far,
And it's like, I'm going to do something.
than anything in those two books, which are both derivative and obvious. I did like the execution in Cage. Nothing happens.
No.
But I don't know. It feels like well executed, like crime noir.
Yes.
The fact that it's Luke Cage has almost nothing to do with it. Like it could be anybody.
Literally anybody.
Yeah, I don't like.
Which is not
the
great, I guess.
It's such a departure from the character.
Yeah.
They don't even try to cleverly work in Sweet Christmas
No.
into like
Nah.
it. You know what I mean?
No, this
No.
is Luke Cage Max. That's
Sweet
That's
fucking
Luke Cage for
Christmas.
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah. But which one's the good for all of you guys?
Oh God.
The strip joint's name is Wiggle Room.
That's great.
The wiggle room, you know.
Because there's wiggle
Got a
room.
little
Wiggle,
wiggle
wiggle,
room.
wiggle.
Yeah. Wiggle.
It is morality. The good for me was Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah. It's a played out trope, but I liked the story in it more.
Fair enough.
Cage was a middle ground for me because at least it's a detective story. We didn't have Thor in Thor.
No. He's in it at least.
He's in it at the end.
At
Could be
the
worse.
end.
He
He
could
is
not
there.
be
He
in
could
it.
not be in it at all.
And Ennis would
Which
be able to
I
get
feel
away
like
with it.
Ennis would have preferred to not have to put Thor in there.
There's 4 issues of just Thor. You know they're not like, yeah.
But we got background story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the background of these rich, horrifying characters.
It's true. But now he can dispatch them with like thunder and lightning, and I'm down.
I know.
Very, very frightening.
I guess it's more effective later if you hate them so much for being such D-bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are such D-bags.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, no. Every issue, Thor like hits a Viking, and then with every strike, we then get 3 pages of backstory explaining what assholes they are. Like, no.
Yeah, that would suck.
And then Thor smote Jargon.
Right.
And Jorgen, man.
Don't even get me started on him.
But I will.
So Jargon started off as a boy.
So I'm thinking about this differently because if the criteria for the good, which is not necessarily the criteria, but a criteria could be which one do I most most makes me want to read the next book.
one, yeah.
It is Thor, mostly because I want to see these Vikings get their comeuppance.
Sure.
And I don't actually care at all about what happens next in these
At
other
all.
2 books.
Yeah, no, I
that
agree with
said, reading this was the most unpleasant of the 3.
Which I guess is what, it's not like Ennis didn't set out to do that.
No.
It's
Yes.
he
Well,
I don't
totally
know.
accomplished
It is
what he
accomplished.
wanted.
I just don't want that.
What's fascinating for me is I've read a lot of Ennis, and I find that a lot of it is gratuitous.
Yeah.
This was less gratuitous than most of Ennis's work that I've read.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Certainly. Well, because
And-
it's a Marvel book. so-
Right.
It's still Max!
yeah, but it's
No,
still
I know.
Marvel.
But
I'm
it's-
sure they
but-
still
No,
like
back in the day,
kept
like,
him on.
in 2003, they were like, we gotta push it.
Well, and this does.
Yeah, but
for
like-
Marvel.
True, true. Yeah, it's not the boys,
No.
No.
but like that's great
Yeah.
because I hate the
You got a
boys.
sweet Tomb Raider ad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The hot Angelina Jolie
Mm-hmm.
in the bikini.
yeah. No, I don't need to make a case for Thor. I mean, I'm just saying I liked it the most because I just
should.
enjoyed reading it. But yeah, Wolverine. There you go.
What did you say, Tiffany? What was your good?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as me. It's really hard.
Because the fact is, this of course wins me over because like I love Wolverine's attachment to Japan. I really do. That always wins me over. I'm just a sucker for it. If a character is going to have amnesia, it makes sense that it's Wolverine. He's had such a long history.
Yep.
That
But yeah,
like,
if you want to do an amnesia story,
You
it's
do it
not the worst
Wolverine.
to do it with
yeah,
Wolverine.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
And it is an amnesia story because he was in a freaking plane crash.
seemingly so. And I am kind of interested to see what happened on the plane.
Yeah,
So-
clearly something went down.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
more than meets the eye.
Like a transformer.
Yeah.
But like,
The story is a transformer.
I am intrigued to see how they're going to make 5 issues out of this. It seems like there's going to be
should be
one
over in
or
the next
one more.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, they meet. The end.
I guess they're going to be really hard to beat
Because
Yeah.
they're cursed.
because they're
Yes.
Because
cursed.
they're distilled.
Yeah, but he's a
And
freaking god.
Are we gonna go back in time and see like 1,000-year-old Thor?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll see like their
the
history.
promise is way better in this than the others, where it's like, what's gonna happen? But I also really just enjoyed reading it.
No,
Just
I'd
as a
love
book
to see the idea of like what's going to happen when all these guys go after
They're
Wolverine.
gonna get chopped into pieces by Wolverine's
He's gonna cut 'em- he's gonna cut 'em up.
But then again,
But
I
how
would
is he going
also,
to hide out? Is he going to connect with the people of his past? He's going to go back to the temple.
Yeah,
Maybe.
are the X-Men going to show up?
I would pay $3.50
No.
to see on the next page of the first issue, on the first page of the next issue, the Viking goes, heh, and then his head just gets hit off by Mjolnir.
And then the book ends?
And the book ends.
That would be great.
It was a one shot, then he's hit, and then you turn the page, bonk.
And instead of 1 of 5 or 2 of 5, it's like 2 through 5, and
Yeah.
it's just one page, and it just ends.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I'm okay with that.
I'd find it funnier if instead of having his head lopped off, if it just caves it in.
Yeah, just
Oh yeah.
see, that'd be amazing.
But he wouldn't be dead. He'd still be like.
Yeah, no, it hits his face, and then he pulls it out.
And it pops back out like it's a cartoon.
No,
or
he
he goes
can't
like.
pull it out. Jesus. What are you
God.
doing?
That's Garth Ennis too. He'd do that.
I can't with this right now because this has my love of
can't
Wolverine
even.
in Japan, and this has my love of mythology and
Yeah.
There's
curses.
mythology, and there's
But it's Garth
curses.
Ennis's interpretation, so it's gonna be like pretty one-dimensional, and it's gonna be only like cheap violence. So it's not gonna be your brand.
It's not what
Yeah,
you're
this
looking
is really
for.
That's fair. All right, but we all can agree that Azzarello is on the chopping block as per usual.
Yeah.
Damn it, Brian.
So there you have it. The good is by majority vote Wolverine Max. The bad Thor Vikings. That's fair. Well earned. Cage the Ugly. There you go. Let us know in the comments down below what you want to see on this show next, and we'll see you guys next time with an all new episode. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. I just wanted better for Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you. That's all he
Disappointing.
deserves.
Just wanted better.
I don't want him to be the toilet paper.
He describes himself as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's gross.
what? Why, man? I mean, I get what you're saying. I get it.
I clean up shit.
I know. Which you're like obsessed with in this book.
But then you
But
are
it
shitty.
happens. Yeah, I am. It happens.
Yeah.
SHIT.